Yo everybody, it's your boy Joseph here.
And Carlos.
And this is
The Passenger Seat. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of The Passenger Seat.
Today we're going to be talking about one of our
Childhood memory? No.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's one of our childhood memories, but it was big, at least for me.
No, it was big in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's big in general, but I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
You know, for my
like when it came out, it like blew up, and then I played it constantly when I was younger.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say it was huge for my development, my character development. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
We're talking about
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. It's time to duel.
It's time to duel.
The heart of the cards.
I believe in the heart of the cards.
Yes, we're gonna be talking about the very popular card game, but we're also gonna throw in the anime, the manga, and the history.
A little overview of Yu-Gi-Oh! And what it meant to us, of course. I guess we'll start off talking about what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is.
That's a tough question.
Okay, so
how about we just start from like where it began?
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So this manga was created by writer and illustrator Kazuki Takahashi? Isn't that right? Okay. Yeah. So he started out writing this manga because as a child he had an obsession with board game, any type of game really. So he wanted to make a story generally about that, and he ended up writing the first books. You know, for most of you who don't know, he wrote his first books like way different than how you recognize the card game right now. Like these mangas were about each chapter was about Yugi playing a different game with different people, not just the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think in the original manga set, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards only appeared like twice, and they were called Wizards and Magic. In the manga series, that's what they were called. They weren't called Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Wow.
And it was the way he started out. Like I think I read that he wanted to make it into like a horror manga. So there was a lot of stuff in the beginning that was just like, whoa, like. It's not Yugi. Who's the spirit?
Oh, Yami.
Yami was like extremely dark. He was so sadistic in the beginning. So he would play various games with like criminals and stuff like that. And some of the games would be like the game you play when you have the knife and you got going through the fingers. And he's just staring at the criminal while he's doing this. And he's like, yeah, keep going. There was
you wanted to play, right?
Yeah, there was a serial killer in the manga that took Joey, and they had to play a game or he'll lose his arm. It was like very dark stuff, but the readers of the manga, their attention was gravitated towards the Wizards and Magic cards that were presented in the manga. So he started noticing that more fans were asking about that than his actual story. So the next manga that he released, which is the most popular one that everyone remembers, which is the anime it was based off of, is called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, and that was just simply about the cards. And that's when he started introducing like all the different types of monsters that you recognize from the beginning, and the original story of like Kaiba, and then like it goes on from there.
Right,
so it was very interesting.
We went from Wizards and Magic to Duel Monsters.
To Duel Monsters is what they're called, yes.
Yeah. So moving on to like the anime. So the anime.
Well, the anime started with season 0.
Yeah, it was season 0, which was like them playing those sadistic games.
Yeah.
But
you want to find them, they're on YouTube.
They're on YouTube. The actual, the anime that we've come to know and love, it aired in Japan in 1998, and it didn't air in the U.S. until 2001.
Oh, dang.
And the story behind, Yu-Gi-Oh! With the card game, it's about Yugimoto, who has an ancient Egyptian artifact called the Millennium Puzzle, and he pretty much
so cool.
Right at the beginning it's fragmented, and then he has to like solve it, and when he solves it he gets possessed by Yami, which is like this ancient pharaoh, who also, well, he likes games, or back in Egypt they played like these shadow games, right?
Yeah, but it was like card like type things, right?
I think so. I don't really remember too well, but I think they were like slabs.
Okay.
Anyways,
just put down a stone.
Put it on a stone. I need you to carve this 100 times over. We need to flood the market. No, but yeah. So apparently, you know, him solving that puzzle, it takes him on a journey, challenging various people who are dark or have darkness in their hearts, in these games involving duel monsters. And yeah, it basically goes on from there. Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was a good series.
I mean, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Did have a couple of seasons where it was just amazing. I remember there was parts where they went to ancient Egypt.
Oh yes.
And I think those parts of the story were awesome.
I love the part of the story where they included the dark magician being his right hand man, and then like he sacrifices himself, becomes a card. That was interesting.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! Became a worldwide phenomenon. You know, it was huge when it first came out, and we did have other card games. I believe Magic and Pokemon trading card games were already out, but when Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out, it blew up.
It was from the manga to the anime series. They were really good. Like, you know, don't get us wrong, but the card game is what blew up Yu-Gi-Oh! So hard. It was the most like entertaining thing at that time. I think it was selling more than Magic at that time.
I think so. And honestly, like I remember being a kid, and my brother Gio was the one who actually had the starter deck.
The starter decks, Yugi and Kaiba.
Yeah, Yugi Kaiba. And man, oh man.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
So personally for me, Yu-Gi-Oh! In my upbringing, I used to be a really big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. Like I collected the cards, I played, I made a lot of good friends off of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a matter of fact, one of my best friends I met through playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's amazing how something like that becomes such a it wasn't just a phenomenon, but how it's such a cultural staple.
Yeah, for a lot of people like born in the 90s, I believe, were really like cemented a lot of friendships. And I used to play in the 5th, 6th grade. It just became really big.
Yeah, and I think card games in general was one of the reasons why I like the things that I like nowadays too, because you playing card games, you're sort of viewed as like a nerd back in school, and then you sort of gravitated toward those type of things, and yeah, it's just that's what it was, and I feel like it had a huge impact on my life and who I am today.
I think for me, I don't know for you, but for me it started out with the anime, not the cards. And then I wanted to get the cards after the anime. Me and my brother, I actually got the Kaiba deck, and my brother got the Yugi one. And we would play against each other, but when I got to school, I started playing with it. And then it's crazy because when you have your first deck, you're like, oh, this is so cool. And then when you go to school and you realize that everyone mixes their decks and they beat the crap out of you with their decks.
Yeah, that's it. And that was the thing, too. Like, when you started bugging your parents to get booster packs and get new cards,
and then they started releasing, I think, Joey's and Pegasus.
Yeah.
So good. The beginning was so good. What are the memorable cards for you?
Memorable cards for me. I was always more of a Blue Eyes White Dragon fan.
Me too.
I was more like, I love the dragon type cards.
Okay. I like the black, the red
eyes, black dragon, all that. And then I think I sort of gravitated into more of like dark monsters.
Okay.
Just like fiends and stuff like that. I really loved all of that. Yeah. But what about you? What was your?
Well, I started playing out with the Kaiba deck, and to be real honest, a lot of it that I can remember are like the classic cards, like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, obviously, and like Black Hole, and that what's called Trapdoor.
Trap Hole.
And a lot of the cards that are probably selling for quite a few money right now, like Monster Reborn and
if you find some of the original cards,
first edition,
and you get them graded, they are worth a hefty amount.
I think one of the things that was really cool, and I know that obviously Magic the Gathering existed at this time, And Magic the Gathering's art was like art,
Yeah.
like painting. But Yu-Gi-Oh had the
Still
more
is.
anime style to it with their artwork.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's art is really good as well. I just feel like it's two different mediums of art at that point because it has more of a fantasy vibe. I mean, I'm sounding dumb right now. I'm sounding dumb right now. Yes, Magic has a fantasy vibe. I'm saying it looks more like cartoonish.
Yes.
Cartoonish.
I think it's because they just basically grabbed it from the manga and placed it on top of a card and didn't actually like draw like something fresh.
Actually, now we're going back to that card that I hold most memorable. I think there's a set in Yu-Gi-Oh called Invasion of Chaos, which is where we got it's the Dark Magician of Black Magic or something like that. The one that's hair is all like wild.
I think
like
so.
that.
I think I remember.
He's the one on the booster pack, and there was two cards specifically that really hold a memory for me, and that's Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the End, or Envoy of the Beginning, or something like that, and Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End.
Okay.
And I'll put those cards up here so you can see it, and hopefully you'll remember. But when those cards came out, and the mechanic of like light and dark, and the stuff you had to do to bring them down, that was, for me, that was really big. And I don't know how many people out there believe in all this astrological, stuff, but being a Libra, I feel like balance is really important. And he's over here being like, man, this sounds so like no, for real though. I've always found balance interesting in any aspect of life, and I feel like that's why I gravitated so much towards those cards and stuff.
And I know that like there was a point where maybe we stopped, but Yu-Gi-Oh never stopped, and I can't even keep track of it now. There's just so many cards and so many different like anime series. It's still very much a cultural phenomenon. I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. But I know that the way Yu-Gi-Oh is progressing with their cards and their effects, I know that there's been like how many bans? Like
the Yu-Gi-Oh I think has it's set between all the card games, I think it has the most banned cards.
Yeah,
I think because I don't think Magic really bans a lot of cards. And the thing about Magic is that you have so many different formats and stuff. You could play older cards, and I'm not sure who has the bigger ban list, but Yu-Gi-Oh bans a lot, and I think it's because when they print out these effects and stuff,
they don't. Yeah.
It like when people come, and that's the cool thing about Yu-Gi-Oh too, in every card game, I think. When these people with these creative minds go in and they build these decks and they come up with these combos and ideas, that's just like, what, you broke the game.
I think it's also the fact that when Yu-Gi-Oh first started, the creator and all that stuff, maybe he didn't expect it to reach the tournament level, and he was like, people are just doing this for fun. And then when it got to tournament mode, it was like, no, you can't use these cards, because then tournament they take it more seriously.
Yeah. There were cards that came out that just completely broke the game.
Oh man, should we talk about the one of the most popular cards that when it came out every kid wanted them?
Which one?
Exodia.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Every kid wanted that. I remember that.
I bet any kid wanted Exodia after watching the anime.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I feel like people who actually played the game, there were certain key cards that everyone wanted to have.
I just remember that from nostalgia, that everybody wanted to collect all the pieces, and then you always had that one kid who had all the pieces, and it was just like a big deal back then.
Yeah, I think one of the most influential cards was Jinzo.
Jinzo actually came with Joey's starter deck.
It actually came out in a pack first.
Oh, okay.
Before coming out in
Which,
Joey's
in
starter
retrospect,
deck.
I don't put Joey with him. Every time I see Joey, I think
Red Eyes,
or I think the Flaming Swordsman. Mm-hmm. I never think that guy. Like, he just doesn't like.
Yeah, as they progress though, they get into better cards and stuff. But Jinzo was really influential, I think. It was a game changer.
It was. I still remember the three gods. Everyone thought that was a big deal. And didn't they come like in the movie theater? Or was it was the Blue Eyes who came in the movie theater?
It was a different type of Blue Eyes and a different type of Dark Magician. But yeah, the packs that they used to give at the movie theater for the first movie was a big hit too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So we could actually ramble on about Yu-Gi-Oh for days because we're not even getting into like Yu-Gi-Oh GX or anything.
The hero cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh GX was pretty big for us, but hey, we might.
I think I stopped at Yu-Gi-Oh GX, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't continue from there.
We might have to just cut it there and then probably put Yu-Gi-Oh GX in another video if you guys are interested, and leave a comment down below.
Yes, and we can talk about other card games as well if you guys want to hear about Magic, the Pokemon cards, I don't know, all different type of card games that we could talk about here.
Yeah. So yeah, if you like this video, if it brought you back, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Let us know what your favorite card in the early days was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely interested to know. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this ride with us today, and hopefully you'll join us next time here in
The Passenger Seat.
Jesus Christ!
Can you feel my heart?
What?
Can you feel my heart?
Oh,
Murphy, don't do that shit, man.
okay. Okay!
Giant ass crack.
What? Let me get the recording thing. Damn it! My fucking stutter. I just imagine Yu-Gi-Oh with a stutter.
Yeah, until Yami comes in. I speak correctly.
Oh fuck, they're gonna nail us in the comments. Anyway, oh that sucks. That's not recording. Now it's recording.
Dumbass.
Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1.
So Yu-Gi-Oh started out in 1996 by writer and illustrator.
You need to look up
I
the name.
wrote his name right there.
Oh, Kazuki Takahashi. Kazuki Takahashi.
Kazuki Takahashi.
Kazuki
Okay.
Takahashi. Kazuki. Takahashi.
Stop saying it like that.
Okay.
But, so it's created by writer.
Sorry. Okay. Composure. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. So it was created by Okay, I got this. Kazuki Takahashi, right? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Kazuki
Kazuki
Takahashi.
Takahashi. Okay, Kazuki Takahashi.